They've been doing their thing, putting haters to shame, and they both got that master plan. It ain't nothing you can do to stop their thing. The Styles family, the Styles family, Styles family, oh yeah.
What's going on, Style Squad? It's your boy, Big Remo, and I'm here with the beautiful, talented, gorgeous, amazing Dr. Nova Styles, everybody.
Dr. Nova Styles. Dr. Nova Styles. Dr. Nova Styles. What up, Style Squad? I'm Nova, and we are the STYLES Familia.
And we're back. I like that story. We're back with another video for you guys.
Yes. We are back. And for the past few videos, we have been talking about a very, very deep, serious, emotional experience of loss, which is miscarriage. And I'm going to continue to say this to drive this all the way, that miscarriage equals loss, loss of life. Whether you were 2 weeks pregnant, 12 weeks pregnant, however many weeks you were in miscarriage, it is still a loss. And I'm going to keep saying that so that helps people understand how serious and the magnitude of it. Yeah. So we have been talking about those things for the past few videos. And today we're going to hone in a little bit, as we said last video, where we talked about how you support an individual or couple that has gone through it. Today we're going to talk about how you can support your partner during the time of a miscarriage, right? How you can support the person that was expecting, and then how you can support the person that was not expecting
in the relationship.
Okay, so Babe is gonna start us off with ways in which you can support the person that was expecting.
Absolutely.
And hold on really quickly. I just want to say that we say it in that way because it's not one person that experienced a miscarriage. Right. Unless you're a single person, right? But if you're in a couple, the couple has experienced a miscarriage. And in the research articles that I read, I'm like a research geek, research articles that I've read, it does mention that it's around men a lot, because the majority of couples that are in these researches, which is another conversation of its own, are men and women, are hetero couples, right? So the men are diminished in a situation. And that bothers me a lot, because it's not only the women that's going through the miscarriage. Yeah, I'm not trying to like minimize it in any way. It's really serious for a woman. But when you're in a couple, when you're in a relationship, you're both going through it. I saw how it affected Babe. I saw he was going through it just as much. Maybe not the physical aspect of it, but he was going through the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, all those things as well. So when we say the couple had experienced it, is because we believe that it's an experience that when you're in a relationship that both people go through. So I just wanted to say that.
No, that was good. That was good.
You know, because I feel that like the men kind of get like pushed to the side. They're especially brown men, their feelings aren't acknowledged. They're holding these feelings in, but men are experiencing the miscarriage as well.
And when we say the couple, we don't just mean like hetero couples. It could be 2 women, it could be 2 men, it could be whatever the situation is, you know? Because again, we're in times where like these couples are experiencing loss as well, so.
Right, it's just in the research, it's around men. But when we're speaking as well as couples, we're talking about hetero couples, same-sex couples, non-binary couples, all couples, whether a couple that experienced a loss of life via a miscarriage. So Babe is gonna take us into ways in which you can support the person that was pregnant.
Right. So I think the first biggest thing is, what came to mind for me, is immediately you do not want to blame the person or the party that was pregnant. You don't want to blame that individual, because ultimately it's not their fault, you know. These miscarriages happen for a number of reasons, and oftentimes, like, you know, it could be looked at as like anger toward the person who was carrying the baby on why this happened because it's their fault, which is not the case. So you want to be sure that you don't come from a place of anger or of blaming that individual, because again, these things happen for a multitude of reasons and it's very unclear. You want to be supportive in this time. You want to be come from a positive perspective so that this person doesn't feel that ultimate guilt, you know. Don't want that to be on that person. So that's one I would say, like, it's a big one. Like, do not blame the individual. Secondly, you also want to not minimize the loss. You want to make sure that you do speak about it and you reassure this person, like, are you okay? You know, I'm aware of what happened. It's a big deal to you and the person that was pregnant, because ultimately the person who's carrying it will have a different connection to the baby than the person who wasn't carrying it. Not to say that it would be greater or less, it would just be different. So you want to make sure you don't diminish that loss for that person or for yourself. And lastly, I feel you want to just do check-ins. You want to make sure that this person is okay. Daily, hourly, weekly, whatever, but you want to check in, and you want to check in frequently to make sure they're okay. Checking in can be as simple as a text, a phone call. If you're living with this person, hopefully you are. Just sitting down talking with them like we're doing right now. Like, hey, are you okay, babe? You okay, babe?
I'm okay, thank you. Are you okay?
I'm great.
Okay, good.
And then just, you know, furthering conversation. Oh, I want to add one last thing too. Once this person is healthy, because again, you know, she was bleeding profusely for a long period of time. She has some kind of her eating habits were a little all over the place. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on, so you want to make sure you're there for the person for all of those health risks too, because in the following weeks they're going to go through a lot. They're going to need you by their side to provide that medical and spiritual support, because it can be a lot on their body. So you want to make sure you're there for them too. Yeah, that's the ways I would say that you can support the other person. That's exactly what I did. You know?
Yeah, you did. So I thank you for supporting me in those ways, babe. And I think it's important for babe to share it as well from a male's perspective of how to support the person that is pregnant. Even though he can only obviously share the male's perspective, that perspective and ideas could be shared for any person that is standing in similar shoes.
Absolutely.
You know, I just think that it's important to uplift his voice and his perspective, because his voice and perspective of a black male, is not usually heard. So thank you for sharing that, babe. I'm now going to share ways in which, as the person that was physically pregnant and who experienced the physical loss, ways in which you can support your partner that was not pregnant or didn't experience the physical loss. And so the first thing is, although you're supporting that person, is to check in with yourself first. And I think that's important, because you cannot support someone else if you haven't checked yourself, and not in a way where you're just like, I'm 100% fine, I'm good, but just check yourself to ensure that you're at a place of balance so that you can support the other person. And this may not be like a full place of balance, just a point of balance in that moment. And so thinking about, how am I feeling? Am I okay enough to speak with my partner at this time? Or are my emotions balanced? Because if your emotions are high and now you're trying to check in with your partner and talk to your partner about something, and then their emotions are high, imagine the place that can go, you know? So the first thing is to just check in with yourself and make sure that you're at a place of balance to even support your partner. And if you feel like you're not, that's not the time for it. You feel like you are, you can proceed. And so then the next thing, if you're feeling like you're at a place of balance, you can proceed, is asking your partner around access. And what I mean by this is, don't just go to your partner and just start talking about it, right? Because just like you checked in with yourself to see if you're at a place of balance, you want to ensure that your partner is at a place of balance. And I'm suggesting this from a place of experience. Like, not only with this experience with a miscarriage, there's been times I'm just like talking to babe and I'm just coming out. I had to check myself, like, babe, do you want to talk about this right now? Like, do you want to talk about this right now? And so when a situation is just really deep and full of emotions, such as a miscarriage, it's really important to just check in for that access with your partner, ensure that they're ready to talk about the things that you want to talk about at that time. Even if you're talking at this time about their situation and their feelings, you still need to check in and say, is this a good time for you, babe, for me to check in with you about how you're feeling about the miscarriage, or how you're feeling about those kind of things. So ensure that you are checking in for their access point. And then the next thing is, if they're ready to talk about it, if they're having that time right there, check in with them. Babe said the same thing. Check in with your partner often and to see how they're doing. And during this time, I feel we're checking on each other all the time. Like, I'm texting, baby, you okay? He's probably like, okay, babe, how many times are you gonna check on me in one day?
I do the same thing though. So.
Yeah, he does. I just want to make sure he's all right. So checking in, providing that heightened check-in for your partner during this time. And another thing is asking your partner what they need for support during this time. We know each other really, really well. We also have never gone through this before. So what he needs on a daily basis or on a weekly basis that I know provides him some comfort and support may not be the same thing that he needs during this time. And I don't want to just impose, like, I know that he likes when I'm like kissing him on his face and stuff like that all the time. I don't want to just do that and then he's like, get away or something like that because his emotions are flying high and he doesn't really want kisses during that time. So just asking your partner, what is it that you need right now overall during this specific time, and ensuring that they can communicate that with you. And even if it's the same things they've always wanted, at least you now have a concrete understanding of what they need during this specific time. And if it has changed, you can take that into account as well. So those are the top four. I think I said 4 things about ways in which you can support your partner that had not experienced a physical miscarriage. Check in with yourself. Ensure the access time is okay. Then check in more frequently. Ask your partner what they need during this time, and then provide those things that they need. And I think those incorporating some of the things that Babe has said, as well that I had said for the opposite partner, it allows you to connect even more during this time, because you're providing that just exact support of time, that exact support during this like really, really serious time.
And a lot of things you said and I said could be cross-referenced, and even like I think I said about 4 things. Mm-hmm. I feel like all 8 of those things could be applied on both parties. So just take the knowledge in and apply it,
Yes, definitely. I agree. It can be applied on both sides as well. It's just, I like the way that how we did it. We had the conversation about it where you thought about it from your perspective and your experience, and then I thought about it as well, and there is some crossover. Definitely. But there are both ways in which you can provide it to the opposite partner of experience, right? So I think that was good, baby. That was good. And as always, we're speaking about these aspects of miscarriage from our experience, some of the things that we've done, and some of the things that as we move forward, we're thinking about we can do because of the experience that we have, right? And as always, this is just our perspective.
Right. In no way, shape, or form are we, she's a doctor, but in no way, shape, or form are we medical professionals, healers, Reiki teachers, yoga instructors.
Working on it.
None of that. We're not here to tell you guys what to do. We're here to just provide you with knowledge, and you can choose to do whatever you want to do with that knowledge that we provide.
Yeah, we're also here to share, like Babe said, share our experience, but to provide a platform of community, of connection, where we can connect with you all, you can connect with us, our community members can connect with each other around these topics and experiences that we are going through in life.
Good or bad, you know?
And like Babe said, good or bad, because we were a little on the fence about sharing our experience with miscarriage. It's a very private experience, and I understand why people don't share it as much, but like we said, we're here for those purposes, so we're gonna share the good, the bad, and everything in between. And we appreciate you all for supporting us. We hope we're providing some support to you as well through our perspectives and ideas, and our journey continues.
Definitely.
Don't forget to
like
and
comment
and
subscribe.
And if you want to see every time we post a video in our wonderful Styles Familia channel, don't forget to
beat the notification bell up.
Yes, and we will see you on Thursday. Peace.